when you're dealing with the opposite gender, what would you say you need to improve? Because I know you're not perfect, girls. Let's be real.
What do you mean to improve on?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think there's any flaws. I don't really have any
Nothing
flaws.
to improve.
You don't
You
have...
know what? I think I'm a top-notch woman, to be honest. Top-notch woman.
You got a boyfriend?
No, I don't have a boyfriend.
Then you're not a top-notch lover.
You know, it's interesting, this trait of lacking accountability seems to be so pernicious amongst modern women in dating. The idea that you are completely perfect, that you're a 10 out of 10, and there is nothing in your element or in the remit of your power to improve upon. And I think for me that usually sparks the main difference between most men and women. I would be naive of me to say between all men and all women, because I know my fair share of women that are seeking to actively improve themselves. But when I talk to men, well, especially the men in my kind of community, we're always looking about the areas that we can improve. There's always something that we can do to make our lives a little bit better, and ourselves a little bit more attractive to the opposite sex. The question I often get my clients to ask is, if you were a woman, speaking to men, would you date yourself as a man? And if the answer is no, then you've got some work to do. Same question for the women is, if you were a man, would you date yourself as a woman? And if the answer is no, then you got some work to do.
Main WTF.
Watch this, ready?
What? Why you call my girl?
Oh!
Why you call my girl hoe?
Because she had a different boy over last night.
I was over last night.
No, you weren't.
Yes, I was.
You want to see the videos?
I woke up when you went to go
Do
get
you want
her.
to see the videos of another guy over last night?
That was
see it?
right
now,
It's
the
not you.
videos, the proof.
She picked up, right?
Yo, what is this?
I was here with you.
Oh my god! Last night, I just got here. I just got here.
God.
What is that? You? Is that you right there? Does that look like you?
Oh.
Let me get. Oh. Does that look like you?
Fuck, that's not
Does
you.
that look like you?
Oh,
Does that look like you?
That's not you.
That's you.
Oh shit, you're that tan.
oh my.
It's
a movie at my school.
Yeah, bitch.
What? Yo, did you eat on that?
Yeah, I ate on that.
So here's my problem with this video, is that it rewards promiscuity. I mean, you saw the last couple seconds of that clip where she was actually like low-fiving her girlfriend for bedding two guys in one night. And the quote from Salah Houdin starts to crop up for me here is, you know a society is going the wrong direction whenever purity is no longer talked about in regards to sexual and moral matters. So, and I kind of butchered that, I was paraphrasing there, but it just goes to show that the direction we're heading in now sets a very pernicious precedent for where we're looking at relationships, dating in the future, where you can't even trust someone, you can't even trust a woman to be intimate with. And you know, there could be a real reality where she's already bedded another man even the same day.
Biggest turn off from a guy then? You gotta have one of these, I know you do.
Not going to school. I don't know. I respect someone with an education. That's totally my thing. I'm all for getting educated, bettering yourself, new experiences. That's my thing, totally, 100%.
So if they graduate from like preschool, that's a good turn on for you.
You need a master's degree. That's a thing for me.
Here's the biggest misconception about what she just said. You don't need to go to school to get an education. You don't need to go to university to get an education. You don't need to have a master's degree to come across as educated. What she really means is she's looking for somebody that's intellectually savvy, that's mentally savvy. And you do not need to go to any kind of institutional environments to acquire that kind of outcome. I know many men in my kind of social circle, business circles that are self-educated, and in fact the ironic thing is they're probably more intellectually sharp than the majority of those individuals that go to these institutional places to get educated, quote unquote. In my experience, you're kind of taught what to think, not how to think in these particular environments.
For sure. I have, yes. Yes, absolutely. I have. Yeah, I have.
It was a very good time. I cheat on everybody and I don't feel bad.
When did it become such a mark of pride to cheat on somebody? I mean, alcohol loosens the inhibitions, doesn't it? And the realness starts to seek seep through the cracks a little bit. Guys, this is what I'm telling you about when looking for a wife or looking for a relationship, is be careful about the environments these kind of women are hanging out with. If you're going to a club, if you're going to a bar where the primary focus of these kind of environments is hookup culture, is promiscuity. Look, every single girl in this video said she cheated on her man, or and enjoyed it. Can you imagine that? Enjoyed it, took pleasure in that particular activity. So maybe it's time to stop looking for women in the clubs and find you a good girl that goes to church.